While Battlefield was undeniably cooking last weekend with the beta and basically giving some hope for FPS fans like myself in some way, Call of Duty was also kind of cooking last weekend, but not in the normal sense in the AAA, Activision kind of field, because some unexpected news came out that caught my attention more than the Battlefield 6 beta, which I promise next weekend I will play, this time, now that the dust is more or less settled. In the COD modding scene and client scene, we've had some interesting developments come up. And for the first time, as you're seeing in the first part of the footage here, Modern Warfare 19 actually has a client that more or less people can get behind. Now, what do I mean by that is that there was a client from a long time ago called Donetsk, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know. It doesn't entirely matter because, unfortunately, Donetsk, many years ago, kind of fell apart, and it was only based off of the initial phase of the Modern Warfare 19 offline patch cracking, whatever you want to call it. I prefer offline patch because it makes these games playable offline now, when now so many games are online only. But in the case of Modern Warfare 19, the original Donetsk and its plan had, I believe it was 1.2, which was up to Season 3 of Modern Warfare 19 at the time. That was the build. And it had LAN capabilities, and it kind of worked, but then it kind of didn't. And then Donetsk kind of fell apart. And there were some people trying to pick up the pieces. It was like this back and forth thing for the last year and a half, almost 2 years. And sadly, seemed like a pipe dream that we were going to be getting, a retail version of Modern Warfare 19. Now, there were some versions that were eventually also brought offline, other builds. The more famous one, I think, was one of the Verdansk builds. I think it was the 84 build. But still, there was no, unifying client. Until now, IW8 has come along, and according to their Discord, the supported versions are from Modern Warfare Season 2 to all the way Vanguard Season 5 Retail, which is basically the last official content update that Modern Warfare 19 got. Because that's what kind of the listing is. But there are versions that go all the way from those two, sort of end pieces. And any of those versions are playable using some of the patches and files that the IW8 mod has provided. Now, there is no online. What you're seeing in the background is footage from a bot lobby, because you can't play these online yet. I believe somebody was streaming, Demonware footage, which I think is, LAN capabilities. I don't know much about it. I just know that there are talks of getting some form of LAN or multiplayer together. It's just, these things take time. And you're going to hear me say this multiple times throughout the video. But these do take time. Also, the footage that you're seeing in the background is a legitimate copy of the game. I am playing the 1.6 version Vanguard Season 5 retail build. I am not trying to promote piracy, or I'm trying to tell you where to download these builds. You have to find them on your own, but if you want the easiest way to get this started, and you just want to play Modern Warfare 19 with all the content, take your official Steam build or Xbox build and use that. There's no tutorial in this video, I'm just talking about it. I just want to get that out of the way, and I'm probably going to say this a few times in this video, and you're going to find out why. So that's basically in a nutshell, because what the features of this, IW8 mod COD client compared to Donetsk is that Donetsk didn't have a lot of basic features. Like, the biggest one, and the one that honestly really annoyed me, is that you couldn't save your camos and your loadouts. But now you can. And there's kind of a list here I'll leave that more or less shows all the features that this mod has. But now you have something called reverse camos, where you can type it in the console, and all of a sudden all the camos that came out throughout, depending on the build you have, all those camos you can equip on your guns easily. And it doesn't matter what the gun is, it can have that camo. Now, right now it's only Modern Warfare 19 guns if you play the multiplayer, but Warzone is included in this as well, so it goes back and forth. But you can't use operators in the multiplayer. I believe it's planned, it's just going to take time. But the biggest highlights for me personally is that you can save your loadouts for the most part, and reverse camos work. And there are increased bot limits, but it's not by a huge margin. So now you can have ground war and private match if you want to. But overall, that's what IW8 brings to the table. It's a nice, version 0.01 or 0.0 whatever. It's not a 1.0 version, but it's a nice startup to the future of Modern Warfare 19, because now Modern Warfare 19 has fallen victim, just like any of the other older Call of Duties, though not to a large degree yet, but that's probably going to come up eventually, the cheating problem. So this is a nice step in the right direction in keeping Modern Warfare 19 not only playable offline, but hopefully to have a version of the game that's safe to play and be preserved for, the future. Now, I found out about this last Friday, and for the most part, that's what I thought it was just going to be. It was just IW8. But then a well-known sort of offline patcher / cracker, whatever you want to call him, by the name of Raven, or .R4v3n, just call him Raven to make it simple, dropped a bombshell where it was revealed that now Modern Warfare 22 is playable offline, which is the footage you're now going to be seeing. Now, there are no clients yet because this just came out on Saturday, and it was a huge shocker to me because it's like, holy shit. Now, Modern Warfare 22 is playable offline. Now, that might not seem like much, because I know some people are like, oh, who gives a shit? Modern Warfare 22 sucks. 23 is better in every way. I agree. I do. But I still think for video game preservation's sake, and there are some people out there that do enjoy this game, it's not necessarily a bad thing that this exists. It's really not. It's not hurting anybody. And not to mention, the footage you're seeing in the background is my attempt at trying to do DMZ, because DMZ is playable, sort of, offline. It's not entirely. Your loadout doesn't load in. I'm not playing as my operator, even though there's people swearing that you can. It just takes quite a bit of restarts. I restarted like 10 times, and I still couldn't get it to work. And your backpack doesn't always work. I mean, your backpack does save even if you quit the session. It's weird. It's a mess right now. I'm not expecting perfection. But regardless, it's a step closer for DMZ to be preserved offline. Because if there's anything that people want from Modern Warfare 22 the most is, DMZ to still be playable. Because there's a sort of niche audience. Like, I like to equate this to The Last of Us's faction multiplayer. There's a niche audience of people that like playing DMZ. And there's a fear that eventually they're going to shut down the servers for DMZ. And then that'll be it. Because DMZ was never finished. But it might return in a later Call of Duty. But then it might not. It's just rumors at this point. But regardless, it's possible in the future that DMZ could be playable not only offline, but still be played with people constantly. And not to mention, having everything more or less unlocked gets rid of the pay-to-win bundles. Because one of the reasons why I never got into DMZ was that I thought it was stupid. You had to basically, if you wanted to survive DMZ, post all updates and everything, you had to buy freaking bundles just to give you an advantage for a shorter cooldown, to get a weapon back quicker, or to have like certain advantages. It's just really stupid. I'm sorry. It kind of killed DMZ for me, was those pay-to-win bundles. But now, more or less everything's unlocked, so now it's kind of an even playing field. I don't know. The possibilities are endless, but right now we're in the initial stages. It's not perfect, but this is the one thing that Modern Warfare 22 being made offline playable, I really do appreciate and like. And once again, I am using an official copy, my Battle.net copy that I bought years ago, or was rather gifted by a friend. This is what I'm using in the background. I'm using actual files. I am not using cracked copies or anything. I'm using actual, legit, clean files. So, there's that. I'm not trying to promote piracy here or telling people where to go to get these files. Now, I thought that was it, because a couple days passed. It was Monday. I was kind of waiting for development because I was going to make a video already alone based on this footage, or based on what we were given right now. But then, as of recording yesterday, on Tuesday, we get another drop by Raven. Modern Warfare 23 is now playable offline almost perfectly. Now, before you ask, Zombies is not playable. They are still trying to figure out how to even get it booted up. It took like 24 hours to get DMZ working to this more or less state. This one, it's still up in the air. And this is just crazy to me, because it's like back-to-back of these things. I mean, Modern Warfare 23 is still playable. It's still fine, but I just find this fascinating that it's now playable offline. Like, Zombies in that game, I did enjoy the most out of all of it, but I was kind of getting pissed off that they kind of abandoned it. But now it's here. It's playable offline. And I own the game on PlayStation. I enjoyed my fun with it, but then eventually I kind of fell off. And to get these files, I used Xbox Game Pass to, download the files and use them that way. Again, another legitimate way to get these files, using Game Pass. But still, it's like, this is such a double whammy here. We literally got 2 Call of Duties, 3 Call of Duties now playable offline, with one of them having a client and the other 2 possibly in the future having them. I mean, Call of Duty is cooking right now, just not Activision's side, more so the community side. And I think that's just what gets me excited. I don't know why I'm excited about this kind of stuff. I was literally shouting and cheering yesterday like I was watching a fucking football match and my team scored a touchdown. I was that excited. I don't know why. I'm weird, I guess. That's probably my best reasoning and understanding, is that I get joy and excitement out of having these offline playable Call of Duties to preserve, you know, history in a sense, but also some enjoyment, because this could open up modding potential for these games. Now, obviously not to the level as the older Call of Duties yet have, but it's still a possibility. Now, we could get a step closer to that. And because one day, Activision is going to pull the plug on some of these servers, or isn't going to care enough to want to keep them going unless that Stop Killing Games initiative does go through. We'll have to see what happens in the UK. But still, it's just such a nice and wonderful thing to see for me. And yeah, it caught my attention away from Battlefield 6, but I wasn't expecting it to be a big of a drop like this. I mean, I was just going to play IW8 for a bit, and then maybe hop on Battlefield 6. And instead, I got Modern Warfare 22, and then yesterday I got to play Modern Warfare 23. All offline, and it was great. I enjoyed it. And having even the ability to save your loadouts this time and not have this weird dysfunctional kind of mess that happened during even Modern Warfare 19's kind of slate and experience. But still, maybe I'm just the only one that gets excited and giddy about this stuff, but who knows? There's got to be some other people out there. You know, are you excited about seeing this kind of stuff, or am I just some crazy, weird lunatic that probably should get outside and touch grass more? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you think this is such an exciting, wonderful opportunity that we're being presented with, because this is just something else, to me at least. It's something else to see Call of Duty flourishing, even if it's not in the Activision sense, but on this side. And sure, maybe these clients are never going to be popular as the actual mainline, you know, vanilla experience, but it's playable offline. It's preserved. You can hop in and play it and still get experience and access to the content in there, provided you, once again, buy a copy, a legitimate copy, and use your own files. You can still experience those games. You can still get your money's worth out of it. It's at least how I view it. So time will tell to see where these clients go next, and I'm really looking forward to it, and the sky's the limit in my eyes. So I think that's all I really have to say in this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when I post a video, and also check out my Rumble. It's going to be a nice little backup that I'll have, and I'm also going to promote it from here on out. Just a backup where I post the same videos I post now, just to kind of, you know, again, not only have as a backup, but another alternative platform. Because we are still on the road here on YouTube to 500 subscribers and a step closer to being monetized. And as of recording, I am at 462. So we're just getting closer and closer and closer. And I'm getting more and more excited about it. So just going to keep going on forward. Anyway, I will see you guys with another video. Y'all take care and have a good rest of your day.